Of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Ron Regan.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the San Diego Padres. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Padres, Game 2 of the 3-game series. Dodgers have beaten the Padres 3 out of 4 and trying to extend a modest 2-game winning streak. Padres, by the way, have now got a 3-game losing streak after that rather theatrical ending to the game last night, that diving catch made by Tony Gwynn in left field. The pitchers tonight, Hiroki Kuroda on the mound for the Dodgers, and for the San Diego Padres, it'll be a pitcher who has pitched very well against the Dodgers, Tim Stauffer. He has won his last 3 decisions against them. For the Dodgers, trying to really make a rush now, because for 2 weeks they will be playing teams with losing records. Right now, 3.5 back at Colorado. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this.
Manuel, celebrate your birthday this year at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino and receive a special birthday package. Visit sanmanuel.com for details. You must be 21 to enter the casino. minutes away from Dodgers baseball, Padres and LA. And you know what? Over a course of 162, Steve, you're going to need everybody to step up to win ball games. And it was the defense last night. Tony Gwynn with that catch. He told me he's never ended a game like that. It's kind of a Padre killer, which is ironic.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, there's so many different ways you can win or lose games. You know, we've seen Matt Kemp go deep twice in a week to win a ball game for this team. We can see a guy like Kershaw dominate a ball game. But last night it was the defense. People don't even talk about this one. This was a tough play for Andre Ethier. He's going to win a Gold Glove in right field. And then Matt Kemp, watch out for he slides. And then Ethier says to him, you know what, hey, nice play. And then the next play, Ethier has to do the same thing. And Kemp says, yeah, I got you. Nice play for you. And then to end it, they say, well, we did it. How about you, TG? And that is sweet right there because he had to go all out, and it's a game ender. That ball gets by him, 2-run score, and the Dodgers probably lose that game, and it is ugly, ugly scene afterwards if that happens. You saw the big sigh of relief by Broxton after that because he was like, whoo, we got through that one all right. So everything worked out well, and great defense by the team last night.
Yep, all right, well, yeah, defense stepping up. We'll see what happens tonight. Wind kind of blowing in. We'll see what kind of factor that has for Hiroki Kuroda, Matt Kemp, Barajas, and the team in blue. Vince Scully has the call next.
More out of a new car, don't just go to an event. Join the movement at your local area Hyundai dealer. Buy Shakey's, win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. By CarMax, now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium for Game 2 of the 3-game series with the Padres. Dodgers have beaten the Padres 3 of the 4 meetings so far, and they'll be playing tonight and tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, Dustin Mosley and John Garland. Then the Dodgers dig in for the arrival of the Chicago Cubs and go back out on the road. For the first pitch today was emotional, remarkable, and inspirational. His name is Tom Willis. He was born without arms and got a standing ovation from the crowd. It was truly remarkable. What Tom does, apparently, is prove to certainly the baseball world, he goes to a lot of ballparks, to show you that handicap does not mean you can't do it. And to see him go out there without arms and use his foot and virtually throw a strike from the pitching rubber was really something, and both players in all the dugouts were just giving him a round of applause because they understood what a remarkable feat that was. Meanwhile, for the San Diego Padres, with a 3-game losing streak, having lost what could have been an apparent victory last night on a catch by Tony Gwynn, they'll start again. Will Venable will lead off in right field. The shortstop is Jason Bartlett, and Ryan Ludwig in left field. Chase Headley will be at third. Nick Hundley, who was victimized by Tony Gwynn, is behind the plate. Orlando Hudson at second base. Cameron Maben in center field. Brad Hopp, who has remarkable numbers, especially at Dodger Stadium, hits 8th, and Tim Stauffer is the pitcher. On the mound for the Dodgers, Hiroki Kuroda with a record of 3-2. He is 6-4 lifetime against San Diego, 1-0 against them this year. He picked up a victory in early April. He did have a 3-game losing streak to San Diego, turned that around, and he comes into this game having allowed 1 run in his last 16 2/3 innings against San Diego. Hiroki from Osaka, and Osaka means large hill or large slope, so maybe that meant he was born to be on a hill with a slope, namely the pitching mound. And Hiroki ready to work to Venable, Bartlett, and Ludwig in that order. Venable, left-hand batter, checking in, threat to bunt, so Uribe plays up on the grass at third, and the first pitch in for a strike, and we're underway. So Will Venable, the pride of Princeton. His dad played in the big leagues for, about 15 years, and he's hit safely in 6 of his last 7. The strike 1 pitch, and Will holds up. That's low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's breezy, but very comfortable at 77 degrees. As Kuroda from the first base side of the rubber goes to his windup. Back he comes a little high to Venable. 2-1 the count. So Hiroki Kuroda. 2 things about Hiroki. Number 1, he's had a lot of problems in the first inning. There was a time where his ERA in the first inning was 9. Venable, a fly ball to left field. Jerry Sands goes back and reaches up to make the catch. So we have 1 away in the first inning, and that'll give us a chance to set the Dodgers defensively. The outfield of Sands, Kemp, and E. Pierce, and the infield of Uribe and Carroll, Miles and Loney. Behind the plate, the ever-working Rod Barajas handling Hiroki Kuroda. So with 1 away, the shortstop, Jason Bartlett, hitting .232. Bartlett, 1 hit last night, 4 at-bats. The Padres hit into 4 different kinds of double plays last night as Bartlett looks at a strike and the count 0-1. I mean, they had the usual ground ball double play, but I'm sure the evening perplexed even a veteran manager like Bud Black. Everything just went south for the Padres. The strike 1 pitch on the way to Bartlett, and he hits one slicing down the right field line. It's going to go foul and out of play. One thing, and it's rare, but when you come to Dodger Stadium tonight, you look at the flags immediately. As you probably know if you've been listening to the weatherman, we've had gusts of wind throughout this area, up to 25 miles an hour. So this could be a rare game at Dodger Stadium that is affected by the wind. We'll see. But it is with us now. It's been blowing all day here and around the area. 0-2 the count to Jason Bartlett. Kuroda hesitates, now to the windup. Back he comes inside with a fastball, and the count 1-2. Bartlett taking over the shortstop job, hitting .232. Right-hand batter. Kuroda comes right back 1-2, and it's fouled off. Last night, the Padres had a very frustrating night for their manager and for themselves, in the sense, in the first 4 innings, the leadoff man got on base in each of the 4 innings, and almost every time followed by a double play. Ted Lilly, sitting in the dugout, fought the good fight and picked up a victory last night, but it was tough. The 1-2 pitch off the plate, and the count 2-2. The other thing about Kuroda, struggles in the first inning, And what has really given him a bad time is the 2-ball, no strike count. Of course, that hurts a lot of pitchers. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fastball fouled away. But with that 2-0 count, in Kuroda's career, opponents, hold your breath, have hit .517 on a 2-0 count from Hiroki Kuroda. On no other count are opponent hitters hitting as high as 300. So right now, 2-2, he's okay, huh? Right-hander ready and deals. Shot gloved by Kuroda. Picks it up and flips it over the first in time for the out. So we have 2 down in the first inning, and the batter now will be Ryan Ludwig. Let's take a look at the numbers as Kuroda makes a nice defensive play on the comebacker. For the San Diego Padres, Venable came in hitting .350 against him. Headley is hitting .364 against him. Ludwig, however, hitting just $1.25, 1 for 8. Brad Hawpe is hitting .438 against Kuroda, but of course he does well against any Dodger pitcher. 2 out, first inning, no score, gorgeous evening, and Kuroda deals and jumps ahead with a strike, and the count 0-1. Oh, by the way, talking about first pitch for a strike, you know what Roy Halladay did today in his game? He made 18 consecutive pitches for strikes, 18 in a row. Strike 1 pitch is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Halladay, who is brilliant anyway, he was the first pitcher to have 18 consecutive strikes since 1991, when left-hander Sid Fernandez did that against the Pirates. Sid, of course, originally was a Dodger. Ludwig, a big long swing and a miss, and they count 1-2. Halladay also completed the game, beating the Mets 2-1. He made a 107 pitch outing. Now the 1-2 pitch to Ryan Ludwig is swung on and missed. Down he goes. To Ludwig, struggling at 190, making sure that he swung at a strike. And at the end of half an inning, no score. Up a strikeout along the way. Here are the Dodgers now coming up. Aaron Miles at second base, Jerry Sands in left field, Andre Ethier in right, and Matt Kemp in center. Juan Uribe at third, James Loney at first, Rod Barajas behind the plate, Jamie Carroll at short, Hiroki Kuroda on the mound. On the mound for the Padres, Tim Stauffer out of Portland, Maine, and Saratoga Springs in New York, went to the University of Richmond. He was a first-round pick by the Padres back in 2003. All-state in high school and set all kinds of records at the University of Richmond, which earned him that first-round pick. So the right-hander working on Aaron Miles, switch hitter batting left-handed, and takes a strike, and they count 0-1. Miles, like Jamie Carroll, doing remarkably well, hitting a solid 274. The strike one pitch is foul back, and the count 0-2. Tim Stauffer was originally drafted by the Baltimore Orioles out of high school. Why not? But he decided to go and accept the scholarship to the University of Richmond, where he set all kinds of records. The pitch to Miles, line foul down the left field line, and the count stays 0-2. And certainly one of the things about Tim Stauffer that really gets your attention, he must be an extremely honorable man. Tell you why, after he finishes with Aaron Miles. What happened was back in 2003. Here's the strike two pitch to Miles, high at the chin, ball one. 1-2 the count. Stauffer negotiating with the Padre Angel, his scout, and he held out all summer before signing. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Miles pokes it on the ground, backhanded nicely by Headley to throw him out. Nice play by Chase Headley. One away. Headley, fighting bronchitis, missed a couple of games. He's been pretty sick. Anyway, as Jerry Sands comes up, let's finish on Stauffer. He admitted during negotiations that he had a shoulder problem and took almost $2 million less in the bonus rather than the $2.6 million the Padres offered. Now, how many people would do that? They're saying, here, Tim, here's $2.6 million, and he's saying, you know what, my shoulder's not right. I don't deserve that much money. I'll take $700,000. So he is quite a young man. Tim Stauffer. He'll be 29 in June. The 1-0 pitch to Jerry Sands fouled away. We were privileged and honored to spend a little time with Jerry's mom and dad and grandfather. They all came over from North Carolina to see the entire homestand. They will go home Wednesday because it's a day game. Jerry fouls it away upstairs. 1-2 the count. Interesting, they were talking about the very first game he played in the big leagues. His dad was in Montana on business, desperately trying to find a Major League Baseball package on a TV set. The 1-2 pitch is taken on the inside corner. Strike three call. Well, his dad, considerable effort, finally saw his son make his debut. So now with two out, here comes Andre Ethier. We mentioned last night when Joe DiMaggio hit in 56 straight. Joe hit 408 during the streak. So that makes you wonder, how about Ethier having hit in 25 straight? Well, he's done exceptionally well. He has hit 396 during the streak. Stauffer delivers. It's on the corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. What has Andre done? Well, last night he was 1 for 15 when he got a base hit to extend the streak. That was against Clayton Richard. He takes the next pitch for a strike. 0-2. When we look at Stauffer, Ethier is 3 for 11. That would be a 273 batting average. Strike two pitch on the way. Tim delivers. It is swung on and missed. So down goes Ethier as he sprints towards first base. I'm not sure whether he wasn't quite sure what happened on that swing, but down go the Dodgers, and at the end of an inning, no score. score in the ball game. Chase Headley, then Nick Hundley, and then Orlando Hudson, the 3H club. And the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Headley, as we said, a victim of bronchitis. He missed a couple of games, said he never felt worse in his life. Back in the lineup, hitting .225, swings and pops it up into shallow center. Miles gone out, but Kemp is there, and just like that, one away in the second inning. They will also give us one other note in between. When Andre Ethier struck out in the first inning, and he has hit safely in 25, one footnote: when Joe DiMaggio hit in 56 straight, you know how many times he struck out during that entire streak? One hand. That's right. He struck out 5 times in a 56 game hitting streak. So now with one away, here's Nick Hundley, the catcher who was robbed in capital letters last night. Right hand hitter hits it back off Kuroda's glove, but he picks it up and throws him out. Hiroki had the presence of mind as he went after the ball to tell Loney to stay at the bag, and he made the play. So 2 down. I'm sure Loney liked that idea. So Kuroda made it a very simple play. And now Orlando Hudson, the old dog, checking in. Hundley in last night's game robbed of the hit that might have won it, and in the middle of that 9th inning rally, it was Orlando Hudson with 2 strikes who singled to left field to keep it alive. Orlando has a very modest 4-game hitting streak, hitting .241. So the switch hitter, batting left-handed, checks in against Kuroda. Hiroki ready and delivers. Fastball grounded hard, but in front of it is Miles, and that's that. A quick 1-2-3. Kuroda has now retired 6 in a row, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score. Game. Kuroda made only 4 pitches to retire the Padres in order in the second inning. Now Matt Kemp, Juan Uribe, and James Loney against Stauffer. In the past, Kemp 2 for 4 against Stauffer. Matt shows bunt, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Kemp last night robbed of a hit by Jason Bartlett, and finally with 2 out in the 7th inning, hit one in the pavilion. Big out to knock that run in. The pitch to him now, down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres, remember, scrambling back to get close last night and then losing 3-2. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Matt Kemp, and that's low and away. 2-1 to count to Matt. Dustin Mosley and John Garland tomorrow afternoon, and we sure hope he'll be out here with us. We'll be saluting the 1981 championship club, and that'll really be fun. 2-1 pitch, and Matt Kemp drives it to right field, but that's exactly where Venable is hanging out. So Kemp, a line drive out to right field, one away, and Juan Uribe will be coming up. Uribe had a big night last night. He had a home run in the 4th inning. He had a double in the 7th inning. He made a spectacular diving catch on a line drive right over the bag. So he did it all, and then he used his head on a bunt. The pitch to him, a strike. That's when Juan trapped the ball instead of catching it and turned in another double play against the Padres, who suffered the indignity of 4 double plays against them. The pitch high, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Padre offense has really been struggling. They've been shut out 7 times in the month of April. The club record, 8 shutouts in the month of July. Pitch is popped up into shallow right field. Venable jogging in, looks up into that powder blue, and just like that, we have 2 out in the 2nd inning. That July, when the Padres were shut out 8 times, you have to go all the way back to 1976. So with 2 out, here comes Loney. James got into the game late last night and wound up getting an intentional walk. He's hitting .206, home run, 11 runs batted in. No score, bottom of the 2nd. Tim Stauffer into the windup, snaps a fastball in there for a strike. He hits 93 on the gun, and the count 0-1. James, who had a 4-hit game on the road, feels he's starting to swing the bat better. He takes high. 1-1 the count. So you realize how well the Dodgers have done in the sense they're playing pretty much for a while without their entire starting infield. And yet Matt Ainsley's club has a little 2-game winning streak, 3.5 back of Colorado as Loney fouls it off. Our warmest wishes to Casey Blake and our prayers for a speedy recovery. Casey had been at USC Hospital. I believe he went home today, and we want him to know we're thinking of him and hope that he will get well in a hurry and get back here. And then the Dodgers have been without Rafael Furcal since the early series with the Giants up there. Pitch in the dirt to Loney. Uribe had been plagued with problems as Furcal sits and waits and hopefully heals. And of course Loney wasn't. Loney at first base. So with all the problems on the infield, nevertheless here they are in 2nd place, 3.5 back of the Rockies. 2-2 pitch on the way to Loney is swung on. Big chopper up the middle, speared by Bartlett and then dropped. He would not have had much of a play anyway. So safely aboard on the base hit is Loney, as Bartlett got his glove on it, then tried to hold on and couldn't do it. Nice try by Bartlett. He covers a lot of ground, but running towards right field, it would have been a very difficult throw to first. So Loney gets the single, and the batter now will be Rod Barajas. Hit number 1 in the game. Rod Barajas hitting .198, 5 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Loney held on at first by Brad Hopp. So Barajas waiting, has a look at a strike, and the count 0-1. Rod in the grind behind the plate day in, day out. Big right-hand batter, bends at the knees and at the waist. Strike 1 pitch in there again, outside part of the plate. 0-2 the count. Rod, since joining the Dodgers, has played 48 games and he's had 10 home runs over that stretch. Strike 2 pitch is poked on the ground, and Rad Hopp, who normally plays the outfield, makes a wonderful play and takes it to the bag. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and at the end of 2, no score. Cameron Maben, followed by Brad Hopp, and then Tim Stauffer in a battle between Hiroki Kuroda and Tim Stauffer. Kuroda coming off a 4-pitch second inning. Got Headley on a fly ball, Hundley on a comebacker, and Hudson on a ground ball. So now working on Cameron Maben. Although they were probably something like 15 miles apart, the Sands know all about Cameron Maben. He takes a strike. Jerry, of course, growing up in Carolina. And for Cameron Maben, he lives in Arden, North Carolina, and he played for a minor league team maybe 15 miles away from where Jerry Sands is. Strike one pitch on the way, and that's a little low, 1-1. So in talking to Jerry's mom and dad, they said, oh, sure, we saw Cameron Maben in the low minors. I guess that'd be back around 2008. Cameron hitting .237, 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch is a little dribble, a tough play. Gloved by Uribe to get him. Wonderful play. Normally, on a ball like that, you expect to see the third baseman make the bare hand catch and throw, but he used the glove and was still able to quickly transfer and get his man on a very close play, and Maben runs very well. Well, okay, here's the guy who is very much at home against the Dodgers, and when it comes to Dodger Stadium, he's truly remarkable, and we're talking about Brad Hopp out of Fort Worth, Texas. Brad Hopp, in his career at Dodger Stadium, is hitting .361 and takes a hook low, ball 1. Only one player has a higher batting average at Dodger Stadium, the late and great Roberto Clemente. Now remember, a lot of awfully good players have come through here. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. A high drive into deep right. Might hook to go foul. We'll see. It's down the line and foul. And no breeze, so the wind didn't affect it. But Hopp immediately reminds the Dodgers of his hitting prowess, especially here. To give you an idea, among the 625 players with at least 120 plate appearances at Dodger Stadium, and that includes 32 Hall of Famers. The only one with a higher batting average here, Roberto Clemente. He hit .377. So Brad Hopp, 6'3", 205, 32 years old the end of June, at the plate. A long, loud strike. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Brad is taken inside under the hands. Ball 2, 2-1. It is not the Hopp who tore up things in Colorado. That's where he had 4 straight 20 home run seasons, hit as many as 29. He does not have a home run. He's hitting just .143, and he takes low. Hopp first came up to the Rockies in '04, put up solid numbers, but the 1 year, that would be 2007, that was his best year. 29 home runs, 116 runs batted in, and a very solid .291 batting average. 3-1 pitch, and Brad swings and fouls it off his foot, and the count 3-2. Brad Hopp, yet another fine player who went to school at Louisiana State University, had a great baseball program down there. Immediately 2 that come to mind, Ryan Theriot and Mike Fontenot. So Hopp gets that ball right down just above the instep, but he's okay and back up there waiting. 3-2. Left-hand hitter, and Kuroda delivers. Fastball grounded up the middle, and it's a base hit. So Hopp, let's see, he was hitting .361 here. Now he gets a base hit. So we'll see if we can figure it out. Tuesday at 7:10, Dodgers and Cubs, and you can get your own Dodger cooler bag presented by Coca-Cola. To secure your seat, go to Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. James Loney over to say something to Kuroda. Hopp with a base hit into center field. His average, by the way, now is .366. here at Dodger Stadium. Amazing. Showing bunt and missing is Stauffer, and the count 0-1. So a nice defensive play by Juan Uribe on Maben is followed by a base hit by Brad Hopp. No score, top of the third. One thing about Hopp, you don't expect him to steal any bases. Here's the strike one pitch, a bunt attempt, foul back, 0-2. I think we told you the story before about Brad Hopp going to work out with Texas Christian University's nationally ranked track and field squad. And when he got there, the coach watched him and said, "I've got good news and bad news." And Brad said, "Well, give me the bad news." And the coach said, "You can't run a lick." "Well, what's the good news?" "We're going to make you better." No balls and 2 strikes. And looking, he did have 2 stolen bases with the Rockies last year. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Stauffer again trying to get a bunt down and fouls it away, so he is struck out. So that'd be strikeout number 2 for Kuroda. And with 2 out in the third inning, Will Venable coming up. And of course, for Bud Black, I mean, he expects, like any manager, a lot more than from a pitcher than just pitching. And the lack of the sacrifice on a ball club that is struggling, they're last offensively. And of course, Stauffer had a chance to help himself, and it just didn't work out. So now here's Venable. Will, left-hand hitter, outstanding athlete. In college at Princeton, he was a star basketball player. Throw to first. Hopp back on the bag. Will's dad played 12 years in the big leagues for the Giants, the Expos, and the Reds. His dad, Max, marvelous basketball player at Princeton. So Will checks in. Kuroda delivers, and the first pitch is high. Ball 1. 1-0. Of course, maybe Will got his basketball genes from his mom. She was a college basketball player at Dominican University. In fact, growing up, he always thought of himself more as a basketball player than anything else. At Princeton, he majored in anthropology. Pitch is high. Ball 2. Barajas telling Kuroda, easy, take it easy. Talking about the basketball, it devoured Will Venable. He didn't even play baseball until his senior year in high school. He ran track. When he got to Princeton, among other things, he scored over 1,000 points as a basketball player. Here's the 2-0 pitch with Hopp at first. Venable holds up, and the pitch is high. Ball 3. 3-0. So remember, that 2-0 count has always hurt Kuroda, and 2-0 he missed high and away for ball 3. 3-0. 2 out, top of the third, no score. Kuroda, high set, back he comes with a strike, and the count 3-1. Kuroda, of course, normally has very good control. So far this year, he has only walked 5 in about 36 innings, equivalent of 4 games and 5 walks. 3-1 the count to Will Venable. Kuroda set, here he comes. It is called strike on the corner. 3-2. The Venable thought maybe the pitch was away, but it got the edge. Waiting on deck is the shortstop, Jason Bartlett. So with a full count and 2 down, Loney comes off the bag. Brad Hopp will be going on the pitch. No score, top of the third. Kuroda set. Hopp goes. The pitch is taken. Strike 3 called. Almost the identical pitch, 3-1 for a strike. And he came back and got the same spot. No runs ahead, a man left at the end at 2.5. No score. Dinner time for a young lady taking in the ball game, reaching deep down in that bag for some popcorn. And in the third, the Dodgers go down into that bag for the number 8 hitter, Jamie Carroll, who takes a strike. Jamie batting .304. Dodgers have been so fortunate that the two so-called utility players have played so well, Aaron Miles and Jamie Carroll. Ground ball to Orlando Hudson, easy play, and we have one out in the third inning. Final score, the Rockies defeated the Pirates 4-1. Catcher Chris Iannetta hit a 3-run home run in the second inning. Jason Hamill went 7. Houston Street got his 10th save in 10 opportunities. So Houston Street has certainly been a dead end as far as the opposition is concerned. Rockies 4, Pirates 1. Kuroda backs away, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Another final score, the Giants edged the Nationals 2-1. Strike one pitch fouled away. Bad news for the Giants and the Nationals. Pablo Sandoval broke the hamate bone in his hand, and Ryan Zimmerman tore abdominal muscles. So both third basemen figure to be out a good 6 weeks. Strike two pitch fouled away. Now, as far as the particulars, the Giants beating the Nationals. Jonathan Sanchez walked 4 Nationals in the first inning. But of the first 11 batters, he walked 5 and hit 2. And yet he allowed only 1 unearned run. Meanwhile, Kuroda swings at a pitch that might have been in your living room. And we have 2 down here in the third inning. Say, tomorrow you can join the Dodgers celebrating the 30th anniversary of the '81 World Series Championship. There'll be a retro T-shirt giveaway, compliments of Hyundai, and you can enjoy pregame festivities that'll honor players from that '81 club. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. What a year was '81. Here's Miles, who grounded out, takes a strike. '81 began with the remarkable Fernando Valenzuela. Wound up in Montreal with Rick Monday hitting the home run that sent the Dodgers into the World Series. And then for good measure, the Dodgers beat the Yankees. What a year. Hope you'll be with us tomorrow and join in the celebration. 0-2 the count, Aaron Miles. There were some scares along the way. Now that we're playing San Diego, ask Steve Yeager. He had some big moments during that year. The pitch to Miles is low. Because it was before the '81 season when Yeager was hitting the neck with a broken bat. But that was against the Padres. 1-2 the count to Aaron Miles. Stauffer deals, just misses inside. 2-2 the count. So isn't that amazing? Jonathan Sanchez doing all the walks, the hit batters, and meanwhile Roy Halladay makes 18 consecutive strikes. 2-2 pitch waved at and missed. So Kuroda looked bad when he struck out. Miles lunges and misses, and at the end of 3, no score. Brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try our delicious Baja-style fish tacos with classic Baja or spicy avocado sauce. Only at El Pollo Loco. By Corona. And by Time Warner Cable. Fourth inning, no score in the ball game. Pitching duel here, Hiroki Kuroda and Tim Stauffer. The Padres in the fourth inning will start with the shortstop, Jason Bartlett. Right, 0-1. Bartlett hit back to the box in the first inning. Off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. One thing they say about Bartlett when he was with the Twins and Rays, a very smart player. 32 years old. That's a strike. Come the end of October. Jason went to school at the University of Oklahoma. Drafted by the Padres, but made it to the big leagues with the Twins, then with the Rays, and finally back with the club that signed him, San Diego. On the hands, and that just overpowered him. So down goes Bartlett. 4 strikeouts for Hiroki Kuroda, and Ryan Ludwig will be coming up. Kuroda, you remember a couple of years ago, struck out 11 Cubs. That would be his high. So with 4 strikeouts, he's in the fourth inning, 1 out. Ludwig struck out in the first inning. Ryan hitting 191. There are not very many players who are going to hit very well at Petco Park in San Diego. And they traded away one of them, but even he hit better on the road, Adrian Gonzalez. 1-1 the count. Ryan Ludwig, out of Florida, went to school at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where he makes his home. Ryan will be 33 the middle of July. 1-2. Kuroda has struck out the last 3 batters. Stauffer, who failed to bunt, and Venable to end the third, and now Bartlett here in the fourth. 1-2. Slider fouled away almost into the dugout, and Loney will have to retrieve it. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, fourth inning, no score. Hiroki Kuroda. Kuroda is 36 years old, born in February. 1-2. Down and away, no swing. Bob Davidson is the plate umpire. Hunter Wendelstedt at first. Vic Carapazza is at second. Brian Knight was hit in the neck and was floored last night when the bat came out of Juan Uribe's hands, and Knight's going to have a day or 2 off to rest. So Mike Muchlinski is taking over, and he's at third base. Yeah, that was a nasty blow. There's Mike Muchlinski. He was born in Washington. He's been in the minor leagues, still lives up there, and basically is assigned to Arizona. And we certainly hope Brian Knight will recover and get back to work. But he probably not work through this series. 3-2 the count to Ryan Ludwig. Kuroda from Osaka, so he's accustomed to crowds. That is a very big city. 3-2 pitch and a trifle high. So Ludwig draws a walk, and the batter will be Chase Headley. Osaka, the last we checked, would be second or third largest city in Japan. Population I think the last time we looked it up, about $2.6 million. Headley, the switch hitter, batting left-handed, fly to center in the second inning. Shallow center. Kemp came in a hurry to pick it off. Ludwig held on by Loney. Ludwig 1 for 1 in stolen bases. And there's a one hopper off the glove of Miles. Tries to pick it up. Throws late. So Miles just could not make the play. It reminded us of Orlando Hudson last night. One hopper, he got his glove on it, couldn't hold it, tried to pick it up, it spun away, threw on one knee, too late, and it's a base hit. So first and second, that is the second hit given up by Kuroda. And the batter now will be Nick Hundley. So Ludwig at second, Headley at first. Hundley hit back to the box in the second inning. Nick hit that line drive last night, and at the other end of it was that diving catch by Tony Gwynn. Strike. Hundley's quote was right on the money. He said, "I'd like to say that it was a lucky catch," but he said, "I've seen Tony Gwynn make that play for a couple of years. He's a great outfielder." 0-1 the count. In at the hand. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Hundley. Hundley went to school at the University of Arizona. He'll be 28 in September. His dad joined Rick Neuheisel at UCLA as the coach of the secondary. And they all expected Nick to have a career in football, and he went to baseball. Ryan Ludwig at second, Chase Headley at first. 1 out, 4th inning, no score. Hundley well put together, 6-1, 210. Throw down to Loney, but not in time. Barajas takes a shot for Headley. He just did get back. Whatever he says, Hunter Wendelstedt grins. Close enough for Rod to take a good shot at him. In the inning with 1 out, Ludwig walked. Headley singled off Miles' glove. And here's Hundley. On deck, Orlando Hudson. One and two. 2-2. Every time we play San Diego, I think of My Fair Lady from the song about Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire. Well, we play them, and it's Headley, Hundley, and Hudson, the 3H club. 2-2. One out. Little roll, a tough play. Uribe gobbles it with the glove, throws and gets him, and the runners move up. So Hundley, a slow roller. Uribe gets him. Over to third goes Ludwig. Over to second base goes Headley. And with first base open, here comes Orlando Hudson with Cameron Maben on deck. In looking at strategy, first base open, no score. Hudson was 3 for 12 against Kuroda. That'd be a .250 batting average. Maben 1 for 8. So they are going after Hudson maybe. Let's see whether he tries to throw him a strike or not. And a strike. No score in the ball game in the 4th inning. One thing about Kuroda, remember, he does have that splitter, and because of that splitter, He has 4 wild pitches. So that puts a lot of pressure on Barajas. Although you don't have a rabbit over there at third, Ludwig is coming down the line. 0-1 the count to Orlando Hudson, who has a little 4-game hitting streak. 1-1. The O-Dog with the sparkling personality. Remember when he was a Dodger 2 years ago and he hit for the cycle? One ball and 1 strike. That was a splitter. 2-1 the count. Kuroda had made 37 pitches coming into the inning. That's up to 58 now. Hudson, a switch hitter, hitting .228 left, .269 right. Two and 1. 2-2. Orlando will be 34 in the middle of December. He's out of Darlington, South Carolina, and was originally drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays. He said his first baseball mitt was a Kmart special. It came with an Easter basket full of candy. But interestingly enough, sounds more like fiction. He says he shoved the sweets aside and cradled the glove. I don't know about that. Second and third, 2 out, 4th inning, no score. Ground foul, so the deuces stay wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Strange nickname, but Orlando says when he was a kid, he was considered small, and he had the nickname Headquarters. Said I had a big head, a small body, and that was the nickname. 2-2 to Headquarters. Got him inside corner at the knees. Looked like a splitter. It looked like the bottom dropped out of it. No answer at Headquarters. 2 men left at the end of 3.5. No score. By Jack in the Box. Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. Bottom of the fourth inning on a beautiful night here at Dodger Stadium. No score in the ball game. Padres with 2 hits, Dodgers with 1 hit. Infield single for James Loney. And now Jerry Sands, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp. Sands struck out in the first inning and a strike. 0-1. So the young fella out of Clayton, North Carolina, although he was born in Middletown, New York. Ground ball to short. Bartlett makes the play. So we have 1 away in the fourth inning. And the batter will be Andre Ethier.
For the Dodgers, right fielder, number 16, Andre Ethier.
Andre Ethier struck out in the first inning. His streak is at 25. At 25, he's tied with Willie Davis, Steve Sachs, Paul LaDuca. Next stop would be Willie Davis. 31, a fly ball to shallow left. It's going to drop. So Andre Ethier now stands above Davis, Sachs, and LaDuca. He's hit in 26. A modest thing and thine own, but it dropped into left field. Base hit. Andre trying to go the other way, couldn't pull it, and the ball just flopped in front of Ludwig. So a 1-out single for Andre Ethier to keep the streak alive, and the batter will be Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp hit the ball hard, but he lined out to Venable in right field in the second inning. 0-1. Matt batting .369, half a dozen home runs, foul back, 19 runs batted in. The outfield deep and fanned out. No score. Totals identical, no runs and 2 hits for each side. Waiting on deck, Juan Uribe. 1-2. So Tim Stauffer locked in quite a pitching duel. Couple of things about Stauffer. He is 4th in the league in allowing infield hits. Little ground foul. If you're a base runner, you know in advance Stauffer has picked off a couple already this year. With 2 pickoffs, he's 1st in the league. And the other thing about him, he is 4th most in coming up with double plays. Coming into the game, they had turned 5 double plays behind him. 1-2. Andre Ethier 0 for 1. You may remember that ill-timed effort to steal a base. And that's going to be hit to dead center, and it's in front of Maben for a base hit. So with 1 out, Ethier a flare to left, and Kemp a single to center. First and second, 1 away, and Juan Uribe coming up. For the Dodgers, hit number 3. And for the first time tonight here in the 4th inning, they get a runner to second base. Uribe hitting .253. Bud Black certainly uneasy about the prospects of a multi-run inning, knowing his ball club with a record total of 9-17. And ball 1. Uribe with 14 runs batted in. Off the plate, 2-0. Stauffer's the fellow you may remember that he had an appendectomy. He was in the hospital in San Francisco. He checked his symptoms while looking up information on his iPhone, took a cab to St. Mary's Hospital, and they removed his appendix. Now he's one pitch away from loading him up. By the way, the surgery to remove his appendix, to show you how far we have come, medically speaking, the surgery required one stitch. One. And for him, it was indeed a stitch in time. 3-0 to Uribe. 2 on, 1 out, no score. Bottom of the 4th. Down the pipe. 3-1. Ethier at second, Kemp at first. 1 out, no score. Bottom of the 4th. Giants won, Rockies won. Dodgers trying to keep pace. Fastball, 3-2. Uribe in his career has struck out over 100 times, only twice. Back in 2002, pretty much a rookie with Colorado, and in 2007 with the White Sox. 3-2. Uribe has struck out 21 times so far this year. So the runners with 1 out on a 3-2 count. Runners stay. Fastball is low, and the bases are loaded. 1 away, and James Loney coming up. So Bud Black had that worried look, and sure enough, Stauffer has loaded him up with 1 away. Darren Balsley going out to talk, and James Loney coming up. Loney struggling since day 1, really, as he checks in now. He has 1 grand slam in his career, and that was in Colorado 5 years ago. James usually starts off the year in fine style. 313 in April, 309 in April, but here he is hitting 214 now, counting his infield single in the 2nd inning. So Loney with a chance to get rich in a hurry here. Ethier at third, Kemp at second, Uribe at first, 1 away. Ball 1. One out, and honestly, that's been a bad time for Stauffer all year. Fouled away. Going into this game with 1 out, hitters are batting .368 against him. That's about 110 points higher than the league average. So Ethier is at third, Kemp is at second, Uribe is at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missed again. 2-1. So for Tim Stauffer, he's got to attack the hitter now. And there's a high fly ball into left center. It's going to be caught by Ludwig. Runner's tag. Coming in to score is Ethier, and the Dodgers lead 1-0 as Loney picks him up. So James Loney's fly ball gives him 12 RBIs. Ethier carries it in. Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits. Padres no runs, 2 hits. And Rod Barajas coming up. Nick Hundley reminding the infield 2 out, knocked the ball down. You have Kemp at second, Uribe at first. Barajas hit the ball hard in the second inning. Brad Hopp made a good play. Take a hit away from him. One to nothing Dodgers here in the fourth inning. Strike on 1. Rod Barajas, the local boy who came back. We all shared the thrill when he hit his first home run as a Dodger at Dodger Stadium. Foul back. Rod Barajas was born in Ontario, now lives down near Del Mar. He's closer to the Padres. Oh, 0-2. Matt Kemp at second, Juan Uribe at first with 2 out. Chased and missed. So actually, Stauffer does very well to get out of the inning cheaply enough. Gives up 2 hits, a walk, a scoring fly ball. Dodgers lead 1-0. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. We move to the 5th inning on a glistening night here in Los Angeles. James Loney adds to the glitter with a scoring fly ball. Dodgers lead 1-0. And in the 5th inning, Cameron Maybin followed by Brad Hopp and then Tim Stauffer. And a strike. 0-1. Maybin, on his way to the big leagues, played for the Carolina Mudcats. That's in Zebulon, North Carolina, which is not far at all from where Jerry Sands is from. Zebulon is a farm club of the Cincinnati Reds, AA Southern League. Maybin made it to the big leagues very briefly with the Tigers, who drafted him, then to the Marlins, up and down minor leagues, and now trying to find a home in San Diego. 1-2. Maybin 6'3", about 212. And that's hooked down the left field line. Sands will have to run and get it. Can't quite reach it, and Maben breezing into second base with a double. So the tying run is out there with nobody out, and of all the people in the league coming up, it'll be Brad Hopp. Fastball up and out over the plate, and of course that Kuroda would agree with you, that's not where to pitch. And Maben doubles to the corner. Now Hopp, Stauffer, and Venable trying to get him. Brad Hopp single to center in the third inning. We told you he's the most successful hitter at Dodger Stadium, with the exception of the great Roberto Clemente. Well, with his base hit in the third inning, Brad is hitting .366 at Dodger Stadium. Fouled away. For Brad Hopp, he's hit 10 home runs here at Dodger Stadium. His overall output against the Dodgers, 20 home runs. But against no other club has Brad Hopp hit more than 13 home runs. So whatever it is, it all falls into place when he's facing the Dodgers. 0-1. And 2. And remember, Hopp's first swing of the bat tonight was that towering fly ball that just hooked foul. Brad was clean shaven when he played for the Rockies, but as you can see, he's gone for the mustache. Almost a little goatee. 0-2 the count to Brad Hopp. Trying to pick up Maben and get San Diego even. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Barajas. That's a big play. You don't really think about it, but if the ball gets away, Maben gets to third, it changes the entire inning. Dodgers would have to play the infield up. Who knows what would have happened. Catchers never get a round of applause unless they make some spectacular catch on a foul ball. 1-2 to Brad Hopp. Held up, 2-2. Brad, as we mentioned, will be 32. Came up to the big leagues in 2004 with the Rockies. Last year was with the Rockies, then the Rays, Charlotte, Colorado Springs, and Modesto. So he was a traveling man last year. Ground ball to Aaron Miles. That advances Maben to third. One out, and the pitcher coming up. Well, we have a moment. Let's get you thinking. Here's a trivia question. Who are the only 3 players in the last 75 years to retire with a higher average than Tony Gwynn Sr., 338? The only 3 to retire with a higher average. We'll tell you in a little bit. One out, Maben at third. The infield is up. Stauffer could not bunt in the third inning, so you would doubt off that showing that they would try to squeeze with him. Instead, he hits it into right field. A diving catch by Andre Ethier. Maben tags up late and in a collision scores when the ball gets away from Barajas. Well, that was quite an effort by Andre Ethier in right field. And the game tied 1-1. So Tim Stauffer gets the fly ball. Take another look. Ethier just catches it. Maben was late in getting to the bag and tagging up. That's what made the play so close. With his running speed, he should have been in there easily. Instead, he scores only because the ball gets away. Though once Ethier leaves his feet, you figure Maben's in there on a cinch, and for good measure, Venable and a bullet into center for a base hit.
Batting next, shortstop number 8, Jason Bartlett.
So Venable at first with that line drive single, and Jason Bartlett coming up. 1 run, 4 hits for the Padres. 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Jason Bartlett hit back to the box, struck out, 0 for 2. Last night, 1 for 4. So 1 for 6 for the series. And then Ryan Ludwig on deck. Venable certainly poses a threat to steal a base. Will has stolen 8 out of 10. Remember, he was on the track team besides basketball growing up. Ball 1. 1-0 to Bartlett. In this kind of a game, with 2 out and Venable at first, you look back and say, well, last year Venable stole 29 bases for the Padres, and if there's the slightest opening, he's going to take off. 1-1. Well, watch Maben on that ball hit into right field. He starts going back to third to tag up, and he misses with his right foot. That took a lot of time. Otherwise, there's no reason in the world on that play that it's that close at home. The Cameron Maben made it more difficult than it was, but at least he did get the tying run home. A lot to this game. Hirogi's pitch count now is up to 74. One and one. Shoots that fastball in there, 1-2. Dodgers got a run in the 4th. Padres get one here in the 5th. Venable still over there at first base. 1-2 the count. Kuroda doing a very good job. Venable hasn't been able to detect that opening that he needs. Not yet. But you know, given the slightest chance, he's going. Not going. Fouled away. The opposition has stolen 19 out of 24 against the Dodgers this year. The Padres have stolen 32 out of 42. Without any real power on the ball club, the Padres have to manufacture runs. So we'll see. 1-2 the count to Jason Bartlett. Venable not going. It's off the plate. So he's still not seeing that opening. Dave Roberts comes over to say something to him. Dave, of course, a fine base stealer in his own right. He's trying to find that tip off when Kuroda's going to the plate, when he might be coming over to first. 2-2. Of course, a veteran pitcher like Kuroda has been through the mill. I mean, he's a man who's been pitching professionally since at least 2005. So it's quite a battle here. Venable not going. Fouled away again. course, one pitch off the plate, then it's a full count, and you know Venable is going. But I think it's a case right now, not that Venable shouldn't go. Kuroda has made it very difficult keeping a long look at him. 2-2. Not going. Now, of course, he got what he wants. So 3-2 and 2 down. Venable will finally have the gate open. Of course, now he has to worry about being picked off. Waiting on deck, Ryan Ludwig. So 3-2 to Jason Bartlett in a 1-1 tie. There he goes on ball 4. So that took a lot out of Kuroda. That was a battle, as much with Venable at first as it was with Bartlett. So in the inning, you had Maben double. Hopp got him over to third with a ground ball. Stauffer's fly ball got Maben home. Then Venable singled and Bartlett walks. So Rick Honeycutt out there talking to the battery, both Barajas and Kuroda. Ludwig standing at home plate. Struck out in the first inning and walked in the fourth. And of course, Ludwig is one of those fellas. If the Padres are going to make any noise at all, he's one of them. I mean, with the Cardinals, he hit as many as 37 home runs. He had 113 runs batted in, and they're not going to go anywhere with Ludwig hitting 191. 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Since coming over from the Cardinals last year, playing a lot, I'm sure, in Petco, it really hammered his numbers. So 2 on, 2 out. Little ground foul, 0-1. Kuroda and Ludwig. Ludwig 0 for 1 tonight and 1 for 9 in his battles with Kuroda. Venable at second, Bartlett at first, 2 out, 0-1. Kuroda's been throwing strikes. He walked Ludwig in the fourth, and now Bartlett. And that's going to be slapped into right, base hit. Here comes Venable. He will score. Ethier going to third base, and it's in time to get him. Bartlett nailed at third on a great throw by Andre Ethier. However, the run was in, and the Padres settle for 2 and take the lead. Take another look. Right on the money. A perfect throw to third base. The tag by Uribe. 2-1 San Diego. Head run barely. Remember, Andre Ethier making that superb throw to third to nail Bartlett, and Venable had just plated home plate prior to the tag for the out. So the run counts 2-1 San Diego. And now Jamie Carroll, Hiroki Kuroda, Aaron Miles. Carroll is 0 for 1. In there. 0-2. For Tim Stauffer, kind of a memorable night in a small way for a pitcher. That was his first ever scoring fly ball, and only his 6th career run batted in. One hopper, Orlando's in front of it. Boy, I'll tell you what, you really have to admire Jamie Carroll, the way he plays this game. As soon as that ball left the bat, your first thought is, well, he's out. But he doesn't think I'm out. He's going to hustle, head down, digging, and just got him at first. Yeah, that's the way he plays. You have to truly admire Jamie Carroll. That's a strike to Kuroda. Hiroki always backs away. I mean, if you saw him, let's say in Little League, you'd think he's just afraid of the ball. You have to go back to a great Hall of Fame hitter. Does the name Al Simmons mean anything to you? Well, Al Simmons played for the Philadelphia A's, tremendous player. And his batting style, they used to say, he stepped in the bucket. There was no bucket there, but that was the phrase. Because his front foot would swing so far away from home plate, he was stepping in the bucket. But he could hit. 2-2 to Hiroki. Foul ball. Padres 2 runs, 5 hits. Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits. The Padres, when they score 2 runs or less, are 0-15. Fastball. 3-2. Stauffer made 21 pitches in the 4th inning, and now he's gone all the way with a weak hitting pitcher. And takes him. So Kuroda caught looking, down he goes. 2 out in the 5th. Remember the trivia question? We're talking about retired great hitters. The only 3 to retire with a higher average than Tony Gwynn Sr. They are the great Rogers Hornsby, 358. The great Ted Williams, 344. And the equally great Lou Gehrig, 340. You know, when you talk about Tony Gwynn, here's Miles, and he's going to hit one down the line, and in perfect position is Ryan Ludwig. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Stauffer, and at the end of 5, 2-1 Padres. April. But if you want to talk about a great month of April, go back to 1977 and Ron Cey. All he did was hit .425. He had 9 home runs and 29 runs batted in the month. Say, hey, say. Let's go back to this one. San Diego trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead. High pop fly. It'll be Carroll. So Headley pops it up, 1 away. You know, a little while ago we were talking about those great hitters who retired. Tony Gwynn won 8 batting titles, including 4 straight from 1994 through 1997. And in those 4 years, imagine, 4 years, Tony Gwynn struck out a total of 79 times combined. And those 4 years, 394, 368, 353, 372. Hundley 0 for 2. So you can imagine Tony Gwynn Jr. trying to follow in the footsteps of his dad. Wow. One ball and 1 strike. Dodgers got a run in the 4th inning. Singles by Ethier and Kemp. Scoring fly ball by Loney. The Padres got 2 in the 5th. Led off with a double by Cameron Maben. So it's 2-1 San Diego. 6th inning. Check swing for a strike. 1-2 to Nick Hundley. Nick, one of the few Padres that comes up there with a pretty good batting average, .280. Still 1-2. Dustin Mosley and John Garland tomorrow. And again, a reminder, we'll salute the '81 championship club. What a team, what a year. Nick with 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Hundley last year had 7 home runs against right-hand pitching. Big swing, and he comes up empty. 2 down in the 6th inning. You know, the most affordable ticket package at Dodger Stadium is available for select Wednesday and Sunday Dodger home games. With the Coca-Cola Value Pack, you can enjoy 4 tickets, 4 Dodger dogs, 4 Cokes, starting at $20 a seat. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/specials or give us a call, 866-DODGERS. One way or another, see you out here at Dodger Stadium. Orlando Hudson grounded out, struck out, 0 for 2. One ball and 1 strike. Little nubber. Kuroda makes the play. So down go the Padres, and at the end of 5.5, 2-1 Padres. And that was that ball hit by Hundley. And here comes Tony Gwynn. Outstanding play to save the game and save Jonathan Broxton from a possible loss. Meanwhile tonight, San Diego leading 2-1, bottom of the 6th inning. Jerry Sands, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp. Jerry's family is here. They've been here for the series and for the homestand. 0-1. And we'll show them to you. There you can see on the left, bundled up in a heavy Dodger blue jacket, is Jerry Sands, his father. The lady with the camera is Laura, his mother. And the gentleman to the left of Jerry's mom is his grandfather, George, who, among other things, not only is wearing a Dodger cap, his T-shirt is a picture of Ebbets Field. And we'll tell you one other thing. Ball 2. George Sands, Jerry's grandfather, brought, of all the things to the ballpark, a small major league glove, a Duke Snyder model. He's had it all those years. 2-2 the count. So Jerry is well represented. Mom, dad, grandfather. They'll be here until Wednesday, the day game with the Cubs, and the folks will go home. 2-2. Fouled away. Stauffer even in the count, but he's been ahead 0-1 to 16 of 19, 0-2 to nearly half of the hitters. So he's just going after them. 2-2. Got him. So Sands, fooled by the pitch, strikes out a second time, goes 0 for 3. And with one away, the batter will be Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier not only had the base hit in the 4th inning to extend his streak to 26, but he made that great throw to nail Jason Bartlett at third for the last out in the 5th inning. Ball 1. Ethier, by the way, is hitting .377 on the year and .398 during the 26-game hitting streak. As we mentioned, Joe DiMaggio, during his 56-game hitting streak, batted .408. Squirts that thing. A lot of English. Bartlett, he's got some great hands, made a good play. So 2 out, 6th inning. And the batter, Matt Kemp.
Center fielder number 27, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp hitting .375, half a dozen home runs, 19 runs batted in. Matt, 38 hits. Andre Ethier has 39, and of course we're running out of April. Two runs, 5 hits for the Padres, 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. 2-0 the count. Stauffer with a little 3-game winning streak against the Dodgers. 2-1. 92-mile-an-hour fastball that catches the outside corner. 2-1. And behind now, 3-1. Shot off his leg, deflected to Headley, who throws and got him. However, Stauffer took that and he's limping off the field. Davey Lopes will argue with Hunter Wendelstedt. And Matt Kemp is angry. Don Mattingly has gone out to make sure his player is not kicked out of the game. Wendelstedt does the wise thing, walks away, and Matt comes after him. So that's a 1-5-3 play the hard way, as Headley takes the deflection off the foot of Stauffer right there. Looked like the back of the foot. Headley throws on the run, and boy, it was a bang play. Hunter says out, and at the end of 6, 2-1, San Diego. The first pitch to Cameron Maben is a strike. So 21 of 25 first pitch strikes from Hiroki Kuroda. 21 of 25. 0-2. San Diego has 2 of its hits, 2 of the 5 hits on the first pitch, because Kuroda has been right after the hitter. Meanwhile, Tim Stauffer appears to be no worse for wear after taking that lick, I believe, on the back of the foot that carried him to Headley and the resulting out at first base. 0-2. Oh, good breaking ball. Down goes Maben. Let's take another look at that play. The ball was ripped off the back of the right foot in the air to Headley, and Chase throws. Now, if you're an umpire, I mean, no matter how you call this, look how close. There's the foot, there's the ball, there's the foot. Is the ball in the glove? I mean, no matter what he calls, safe or out, he's got an argument. High fly ball, Jerry Sands in pursuit. Backhander. Nice play. So a round of applause from Dad Jerry, Mom Laurie, and Grandfather George. It was a good play. 2 down.
Pitcher number 46, Tim Stauffer.
You can just imagine the pride, the emotional roller coaster they go through watching their young son and grandson out there in left field. And Mom's able to laugh a little bit. Right. They were talking before the game about the younger brother, Steve. They all wanted to see on television Jerry's major league debut. And with the time difference, it was going to be late in North Carolina. And the younger brother, Steve, went to a restaurant. It was 10 minutes of 11 in North Carolina. 8 o'clock out here, right? And they're telling him closing time is 11. And the younger brother said he ordered a huge meal which he knew would have taken a long time to prepare and be delivered and eaten, and that way. So his mom said, "Why'd you go to all that trouble? Why didn't you just tell people you wanted to watch your younger brother?" Anyway, the Sands family saw him, and they're looking on tonight. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, it's 2-1 San Diego, and we'll have God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Go, bottom of the 7th inning. Padres 2 runs, 5 hits. Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits, and the kids enjoying cotton candy. Here's Uribe, flied to right and walk, 0 for 1. And a strike. Uribe hitting .253. 1 ball and 1 strike. Uribe has found a home here. He's hit safely in 10 of 12 at Dodger Stadium. That's good enough for a .318 batting average at home. Roll it to short. Bartlett, tricky hop. Boy, he's handled everything and then some in the 2 games. 1 away. Stauffer continues to do what he does when he's on his game, and that is get a lot of ground balls. But remember, he also has given up a few infield hits, half a dozen. So 1 away, and James Loney singled off Bartlett's glove in the 2nd inning, and then had a scoring fly ball in the 4th to drive in the only Dodger run. Both bullpens now are getting busy. In the San Diego pen, Luke Gregerson warms up, and in the Dodger pen, Mike McDougald. In a battle of bullpens, the edge, at least right now, would go to San Diego. The Dodger bullpen last night earned run average was 5.2, and San Diego 1.4. 1-1 to James. Rod Barajas on deck. Orlando, good pick. So quickly 2 out here in the 7th inning. So all of a sudden, Tim Stauffer is unraveling quite a streak. 2, 5, 8, 10 in a row. Last Dodger to get aboard was Uribe, who walked in the 4th inning. Dodgers with 3 hits. Ethier has a single, so he's extended his streak to 26. Ethier scored the only Dodger run. Kemp has a base hit, and Loney, and that's it. Barajas hit the ball hard, robbed of a hit by Brad Hopp, and struck out. When the Padres come up in the 8th inning, it will be Venable, Bartlett, and Ludwig, the top 3 in the lineup. Rod, 5 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Boy, he tried to hit that thing out of state. 1-1. Remember, the Dodgers got Rod on waivers last August from the Mets, and he hooks one down the left field line. That should be good for an extra base. Coming up with it is Ludwig, and there's the tying run out there with 2 out. And now let's see what Bud Black does. Jamie Carroll with 2 out coming up, and the thought, of course, that they would bat for Kuroda in this spot. And Tony Gwynn is coming out. Darren Balsley is going out to relay. In fact, it's the manager himself now. Bud Black going out. He wants to know what's left in the tank and what they're going to do. So the double to left, tying run at 2nd. Although, remember, Barajas, a big catcher, doesn't give you very much speed out there. It'll be tough to get him home on a base hit. Russ Mitchell will remove that problem. Mitchell will go out and run for Barajas. And Carroll the batter with Gwynn on deck. So Russell Mitchell running at 2nd base for Rod Barajas. Jamie Carroll looks like they're going to put him on. We'll see. Yep. Even though it's the story of by walking him, well, now suddenly they settle down into a crouch. The way Nick Hundley was standing, it looked like he was pointing to first base. Ball 1. So the other question is, are you going to give him anything good to hit? Stauffer has walked Uribe in the 4th inning. That's his only walk. And now he's behind 2-0. Jamie won't bite. Are they going to continue to pitch or just put him on? Jamie's hitting .298. Tony Gwynn beat him with the glove last night, trying to do it with the bat. And a strike, so they are pitching to him. 2-1 to Jamie Carroll. When the game started, Carroll was 1 for 5 against Stauffer. He's 0 for 2 tonight. That means he's 1 for 7. Mitchell at 2nd, 2 out. Ball 3. Now remember, Tony Gwynn on deck He hit .204 for the Padres last year. Gwynn is hitting .250 right now for the Dodgers. 3-1 to Jamie Carroll. Fouled away, 3-2. Well, Bud Black and the Padres decide to go head-to-head with Carroll. Russell Mitchell running for Barajas, representing the tying run. 2 out. And first Hundley and then Bartlett go to the mound. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Mike McDougald is now joined by Matt Guerrier. Luke Gregerson is still throwing in the San Diego pen. Big pitch here as Kuroda takes it all in. And it hits Jamie Carroll for ball 4. So after all of that, trying to pitch carefully, trying to keep the ball down and away, Tim goes 3-2, only to come up and nail him. And that's going to be that. So he had his shot. And of course, Stauffer has to be bitterly disappointed. He goes out leading. He could have nothing to do, or he could even lose it because of the hit batter. And as they go to the bullpen, we'll be back. Went 7. 99 pitches for Tim, 100 for Hiroki. Each with 7 strikeouts. Hiroki walked 2. Tim walked 1. And Kuroda, for the moment, trying to play catch-up, trailing 2-1, and it's up to the Dodger hitters to get him off the hook against Luke Gregerson. Luke out of Park Ridge, Illinois, went to St. Xavier University. He was originally drafted by the Cardinals. 6'3", 200. And against Gregerson, you know you're going to get a 2-seam sinker and a very good slider, which is his strikeout pitch. Came up to the big leagues 2 years ago with the Padres. Last year, left-hand hitters hit 180 against Gregerson, who's going to face a left-hand hitter in Tony Gwynn. So Tony saved the Dodgers with the glove, now trying to help them with the bat. Strike. 0-1. We were just talking a little while ago about how incredible his father was. 8 batting titles, 4 straight, incredible batting averages. That's a tough weight to bring to the ballpark following your dad. 1-1. Gregerson came to San Diego. You may remember Khalil Green, the shortstop with the Padres. Khalil went to St. Louis. Gregerson came to San Diego. 1-2. Sinkers and sliders, that's all he's going to get. 1-2 the count. We told you left-handers hit 180 against Luke. Right-handers hit 162 against him. Gregerson and Adams lead you to Heath Bell, the closer. Russell Mitchell running for Barajas. Jamie Carroll hit by a pitch, a go-ahead run. 2-1 San Diego. Ground ball in the hole, base hit. Here comes a tying run. Throw to the plate, not in time. Down to second, and safely in there is Gwynn. And he comes back to give his old club a bad time again. And we're tied 2-2. So a clean base hit to the hole. Brad Hopp could not get to it. The throw by Venable to the plate allowed Gwynn to take the extra base. So the Dodgers, tied up 2-2, have runners at second and third with 2 out. And the leadoff man, Aaron Miles. And for Tim Stauffer, all that hard work up in smoke. For Barajas, the leadoff double is cashed in. And now here's Miles, and he hits a bullet that's grabbed by Bartlett to throw him out. So the Dodgers scramble for one on a double hit batter and a single, and at the end of 7, a 2-2 tie. Looking at Hunter Wendelstedt, whose father was a great umpire for many, many years. And just to give you an idea of what it's like being a major league umpire, first we're going to show you to you in real time. There's Kemp on that ball deflected to Headley. How close is that? Well, we'll show you how close it is. Kemp is angry, but look, you can't tell if you're the umpire when the ball is in the glove, because the back of the glove obscures the baseball itself. And yet he has only one shot, one look at real time, and they are truly remarkable how right they are with such a high percentage of success, despite Matt feeling the other way about it. So Hunter Wendelstedt continues the great job that his dad Harry did for so many years. Matt Guerrier, in his 13th game, Matt worked the inning last night. That's hit to the hole by the diving Miles. So here we go again. Will Venable with a leadoff single, and a tiebreaker is aboard. Venable 2 for 4 in the leadoff role and scored a run. Jason Bartlett 0 for 2 with a walk. Thrown out at third, trying to go from first to third on that great throw by Andre Ethier. In the 5th inning, Bartlett had a 9-pitch at bat and drew the walk. Last night, as far as 9-pitch at bats at least, we had a bunch of them. We had 2 10-pitch at bats last night, 4 9-pitch at bats, an 8 and a couple of 7s. And that's going to go to the gap on the dead run. Jerry Sands can't get it. Backed up by Matt Kemp. Stopping at second is Venable. So the Padres are in business now. First and second and nobody out. Bartlett, fly ball single to the gap. Jerry Sands trying to get it. Came up short. So with 2 on and nobody out, Ryan Ludwig followed by Chase Headley. By the way, with Mitchell running for Barajas, we have to tell you Diana Navarro is now the catcher, and of course the Dodgers have been without him all year, all of April, and he's finally healthy enough to catch again. 2 on, nobody out, and ball 1. Ryan Ludwig struck out, walked, and singled. His single knocked in a run in that 5th inning. Two runs, 7 hits for the Padres. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Diana Navarro, who has taken over the catching duties, was with the Dodgers back in 05 and 06. Then he left, went to the Devil Rays, and finally has returned. He's out of Venezuela. 5'9", 205-pounder. 27 years old. 1-1. The bunt, and it's a good one. Guerrier has to make the play, and the runners move up. Boy, I tell you, it is a rare game when you see the number 3 hitter in your lineup sacrifice in the 8th inning. So that's the way things have been going for Ryan, and he did his job and moved them along, but it had to hurt his ego a little bit. Let's face it, that's his first sacrifice this year, and you're just not going to see a number 3 hitter sacrificing in a 2-2 tie in the 8th inning. So now they will walk Headley and take their chances with Hundley. So in a moment the bases will be loaded with 1 out. So Guerrier gives up 2 singles. Now the walk. Honeycutt checking his chart. No action in the pen. McDougal, who had been throwing alongside of Guerrier, sitting down. For Matt Guerrier, he has done exceptionally well coming out of the bullpen. An ERA of 3. This is his 13th game. So the bases are loaded, 1 out, and here comes Hundley. Nick Hundley hit back to the box, grounded to third, and struck out. He's 0 for 3. Hundley against Guerrier, just 0 for 1, so nothing to learn there. He has not hit well with the bases loaded in his young career. Dodgers back in double play depth with 1 out. And a strike. Hundley has grounded into 1 double play. So they're all out there, Venable, Bartlett, and Headley. 0-1 to Hundley in a 2-2 tie, 8th inning. And popped up. Right side, infield fly rule is called. Loney makes it official. A big at-bat goes down the drain for Bud Black. So with 2 out, Orlando Hudson is the batter. Orlando Hudson grounded to second, struck out, hit back to the box. Orlando hitting .233. 2-2 in the 8th inning. Oh, to the backstop, but it also, I thought for a minute it hit Hudson on the foot. Hudson reacted like it hit him. Instead, it goes all the way to the backstop, and the Padres take a 3-2 lead. Maybe we'll take another look. Watch Hudson. He jumped in the air, but he was just trying to avoid it, apparently. But up here, it looked like it got him. So the wild pitch brings the run in. Moving over to third is Bartlett. Taking second is Headley. Now the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. The Padres have not done a thing with runners in scoring position in this series or this year. They're hitting .177 with runners in scoring position, but they'll take the wild pitch. And ball 3 with first base open and Cameron Maben on deck. Padres 3, Dodgers 2, top of the 8th. Now they're going to put him on. So 2 intentional walks in the inning, along with 2 hits and a damaging wild pitch.
44, Cameron Maben.
So now Maben, robbed of a hit on a good play by Juan Uribe, doubled the left, scored a run, and struck out. Maben hitting .240. 3 runs, 7 hits for San Diego. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers in the 8th. And ball 1. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 8th, they will have Sands, Ethier, and Kemp. 1-0. In there. Maben 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in. 7th man to come to plate in the inning. Ground ball to the hole. That's through. Base hit. In comes Bartlett. Sands' throw to the plate is a dandy, but the ball gets away from Navarro, and Headley scores. Jerry Sands made a perfect throw to the plate, but just as the ball got away from Barajas earlier, this one gets away from Navarro. Here's that base hit to left field. Bartlett will come in easily, and now Headley looks like he's going to be out, and on the tag the ball gets loose. So it is 5-2 San Diego as Maben gets the base hit and the runs batted in. It'll be a single to left, a run batted in, and then the second run is the error charged to Navarro. So Diana no sooner gets in the game than he's vitally involved, and a big run comes over. Boy, it is a gusher for San Diego. to score 5 runs in a game. They're last in the National League and in the major leagues in runs scored per game. Little ground ball, Miles, and that'll be that, but not before the Padres get 3. And at the end of 7 1/2, Padres 5, Dodgers 2. Was looking for Andre Ethier slicing a fly ball single into left field, so he is now hit in 26 consecutive games. But the Dodgers, despite that, are struggling down 5-2. Ethier 1 for 3. Kemp has hit the ball very hard, but only 1 for 3. Loney and Barajas each a base hit, and Tony Gwynn, who hurt his old club with the glove last night, came off the bench to hurt him with a pinch hit single and a run batted in. Now, of the triumvirate, we have already seen Luke Gregerson. Now we will see Mike Adams. And if everything goes according to Bud Black's plan, Heath Bell will come in to pitch the 9th. Jerry Sands, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp. Sands 0 for 3, struck out twice. Ball 1. So the veteran Mike Adams trying to hold on to a 3-run lead. By the way, the opposition is hitting .053. That's right, .053 against Adams. And there's a fly ball, a shallow center, and Maben is there. So Jerry goes 0 for 4, 1 away. And remember, follow the Dodgers with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Dodgers.com for details. Here's Andre Ethier, 1 for 3. Just to continue with Mike Adams' line, he has allowed only 2 hits in 12 innings. Fastball strike. Mike, 6'5", 190 out of Corpus Christi, Texas. He was originally picked by the Brewers out of Texas A&M. Mike will be 33 in July. Ground ball to the hole, deep on the grass, and all Hudson can do is knock it down. So Ethier comes up with his second hit to go 2 for 4. And with a runner at first and one out, Matt Kemp coming up, and the Dodgers hoping he can repeat what he did in the 7th inning last night. And Matt got a breaking ball from Fieri and hit it in the seats, much to the delight of Andre Infield. So Matt last night hit one out. Now 1 for 3. Line to right, single to center, and then hit that shot off Stauffer's foot, deflected to Headley, who threw him out on a very close play in the 6th inning. Ball 1. Adams in 12 innings has allowed 1 earned run while striking out 11. His full name, John Michael Adams. 1-0. And fouled away. As Mike says, when I get into the game, I clean the mound after every pitch. By cleaning the mound, he'll scrape at the dirt as he just did, then scrape at the rubber. You could call him a custodian in cleats. Signed a 1-year deal for the Padres this year. Basically, a 2-seam fastball. Gets a lot of ground balls, although here he gave up the fly ball to Sands. 1-1. Five runs, 8 hits for the Padres, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Dodgers. And fouled away. Mike Adams going head-to-head against Matt Kemp. Kemp is 0 for 5 against him in the past. Mosley and Garland tomorrow as we salute the 81 champion ball club. One and 2 to Kemp. Time. Dodgers scored a run in the 1st inning. Padres came back with 2 in the 5th. Dodgers got 1 in the 7th. Padres got 3 in the 8th and lead 5-2. Fastball got him looking. The last pitch in the world he was looking for. And down goes Kemp.
Third baseman number 5. Juan Uribe.
So now Juan Uribe coming up. No doubt about that. Uribe flied to right, walked, grounded to short. So now for Adams, he's worked 12 and 2/3 innings, and he has struck out 12 and given up 3 hits. Fastball sliced to right field, and a diving try and catch by Will Venable. Big play by Will, taking an extra base hit away from Uribe. No runs, a hit, a man left at the end of 8. 5-2 San Diego. Dodger bullpen, right-hander Lance Cormier. You have to remember that Lance and his family reside in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, an area that has just been so hard it breaks your heart because of the tornado. So many deaths. The deaths now out of that storm, well over 300, and something like 500 people are missing. So Cormier and a lot of the other Dodgers decided, let's get together and see if we can get some money for the hard-pressed Alabama area, all of Georgia, Mississippi. You have people like Guerrier from Birmingham, Rick Honeycutt from Ringgold, Georgia, Marcus Thames from Starkville, Mississippi, and of course Tuscaloosa. They were really decimated. And so tomorrow, Dodger players will sign autographs to help raise funds and awareness for the Southern United States tornado relief efforts. Not only starting tonight, but for the rest of the homestand, fans can text GIVE to 80888. Make a donation to the relief efforts either through the Salvation Army, or you can call 1-800-SAL-ARMY and designate a donation to the April 2011 tornado outbreak. Kenley Jansen on the mound. Eric Patterson is the pinch hitter for Mike Adams. Patterson appeared as a pinch hitter last night and struck out. So Kenley Jansen with the Padres leading 5-2, facing Eric Patterson. 1-1. There have been a lot of problems for Bud Black, and certainly sending up pinch hitters has been one of them. The Padres are 5 for 47 pinch hitting. 1-2 the count to Patterson. Eric, who was originally signed by the Cubs, he's the younger brother of Corey Patterson, who played for Chicago, went to school at Georgia Tech. In fact, it seems like his family went to Georgia Tech because his father played football at Tech, captained the team, then went on to play in the NFL with the Giants and Lions. And his mom, Carolyn, also graduated from Georgia Tech. Two balls and two strikes. Eric Patterson, 28 years old. Five to 2 Padres in the ninth. 3-2. Dodgers with Kuroda, Guerrier, and now Jansen. Typical for Kuroda. Dodgers got him 2 runs, and there's ball 4. Kenley Jansen's control has not been the way it was last year. That's one reason why he came in with an earned run average of 8. He's walked 8 in 12 innings. He also has struck out 20. So here now is Will Venable, flied to left and struck out, singled and scored to center, singled to right and scored in the 8th inning. Made a fine catch on the ball by Uribe in the bottom of the 8th. 0-1 to Will. Venable came off the bench last night as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning and was robbed of a hit, and then got a big base hit in the 9th inning last night. Patterson at first, nobody out. 0-1 to Venable. Patterson 1 for 1 in stolen bases. Paid attendance tonight 34,453. 0-1. 0-2. Venable hitting .208. 5 runs batted in. Five runs, 8 hits for the Padres. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Quite a battle between Stauffer and Kuroda. Tomorrow, Mosley and Garland. Down he goes. So Jansen takes care of Venable, and now the batter, Jason Bartlett. Jansen technically now 12 2/3 innings, and he has struck out 21. Bartlett 1 for 3, a base hit, scored a run. He also walked and was out trying to go from first to third on a base hit to right field. Great throw by Andre Ethier. So Patterson at first with 1 out. Off speed for a strike. 0-1. Kenley Jansen, the kid from Curacao. And that's going to go foul, out of play. One away. Patterson a cautious lead at first, increases by a step. There he goes, fouled away. Patterson not watching, just went in head first, which reminds us the fact that the Giants have lost Pablo Sandoval for about 6 weeks. Going in head first, suffered a broken bone in his hand. So that's a serious blow to the Giants. They won tonight 2-1. Colorado won tonight. Dodgers began the night 3.5 back. 1-2 the count to Jason Bartlett. On deck, Ryan Ludwig. There goes the runner, and another foul ball. This time it saved Patterson from going head first into the bag. The Bartlett hanging tough, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 9th, they have Loney, Navarro, and Carroll. Down in the bullpen, the closer for San Diego, Heath Bell. Well, Patterson's been going twice. Dave Roberts counseling them there. Should see some stolen bases in this series, especially when you have a coach at first like Dave Roberts and the Dodgers coach at first, Davey Lopes. Two fellows who really know how to do it, trying to help young runners. 1-2 to Bartlett. There he goes again, and another foul ball. So it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jason Bartlett. He's not going. Another foul. So it's another good at bat for a hitter. It's an 8-pitch at bat right now. As we mentioned earlier, we had 2 10-pitch at bats last night. One by Matt Kemp, one by Rod Barajas. We also had 4 9-pitch at bats. So here's Bartlett hanging tough. 1-2. Patterson not going on a pitch out. 2-2. Eric out of Roanoke, Virginia, and lives in Kennesaw, Georgia. Stole as many as 43 bases. There he goes on a pop fly down the line. Ethier in foul ground, and back to first goes Patterson. So after all of that, Bartlett fouls out to right field. And now the batter is Ryan Ludwig. So a 9-pitch at bat, but down he goes. Ryan Ludwig struck out, walked, singled, and then as the number 3 hitter in the lineup in a 2-2 tie in the 8th inning, they had him bunt. And to his credit, he sacrificed, and it led to a 3-run inning. Now with 2 out, let's watch Patterson. Ball 1. That almost hit Ludwig. So Jansen fighting Ludwig and looking over his shoulder at Patterson. Now meeting with Deanna Navarro. So Eric Patterson stole as many as 43 bases in the Coast League 2 years ago with Sacramento. In the lower minors, when he first started, he stole 40. So he has the wheels. 1-1 to count to Ryan Ludwig. 2 out, top of the 9th, 5-2 San Diego. There he goes, and then thinks better, goes back to first, and he's back. Looked like the throw might have beaten him, but he was able to get underneath Loney's tag. So Patterson started, came back, and got away with it. Another tough play. The ball is there, but you can see the hand was on the bag before Loney got the wrist. Good call by Hunter Wendelstedt. 1-2 the count. And Ludwig strikes out for the second time tonight. And we're heading to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Padres leading 5-2.
It's feeling like a free fall now. Nobody's gonna slow us down.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Padres 5, Dodgers 2. Ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for you. Or in this case, it toils for you, as Heath Bell out of Oceanside lives in Tustin, coming in to try and shut down the Dodgers. Look at that earned run average, less than 1. Big Heath at 6'3" and 250, originally signed by the Mets for $500. And Bell has been a godsend for the Padres. So it's been Stauffer, Gregerson, Adams, and now Bell. And for the Dodgers, Loney, Navarro, and Carroll. Ball one. In looking at Heath Bell's numbers, ERA of less than 1, 10 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. One and 0. Fouled away, 1-1. We'll get out the chart and figure out about the Dodgers hitting against Bell. And we'll start with Loney. James 2 for 13. That's a 154 batting average against Bell. Ball 2. Heath Bell's dad was in the Marine Corps, and Heath said when he wasn't drafted out of junior college he was going to enlist. But every time he was ready to join, he had lunch with his dad, and his father talked him out of enlisting and told him to follow your dream in baseball. Well, in '98 he signed with the Mets and finally made it briefly in 2004, 5, and 6 with the Mets. But he really came on with the Padres for the last 4 years. 3-1 the count. He'll be 34 in September. Right. Of course, there are a lot of the baseball people who say there isn't any reason for the Padres to keep Heath Bell. It makes far more sense, now that's the way they think, it's far more sense to trade Bell to get 1 or 2 maybe everyday players. And with the bullpen with Gregerson and company, they have some dandies anyway. Nice play by Bartlett. Good arm. 1 away. Jason Bartlett has been very busy in the 2 games. Covered a lot of ground. And here's Deanna Navarro. Navarro's had 1 at bat. He is 0 for 1. Banged up and finally made it back. Navarro came off the DL April the 25th. He missed the first 23 games of the season. He was in Chattanooga for a couple of rehab games. Signed in December of last year to come back to the organization. And he's in a hole now against Bell, 0-2. So 1 out, 9th inning, 5-2 San Diego. They have 5 runs on 8 hits. No errors. Dodgers 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Oh, 2. Ball 1. You know, for Heath Bell, he talks about his dad, and he said one time his father told him he was in boot camp and the Marines brought in a marathon runner to provide the physical challenge for the cadets, and his dad said, I told myself I would run alongside that guy for the entire way. And he said I was dying, guys were falling off left and right, but the whole point was for the marathon runner to run, and every cadet basically fell off, but his dad was the only one who stayed the entire route. And of course that inspired Heath to hang in there. That's going to go over the glove of Orlando Hudson. So Deanna Navarro comes back to the Dodgers and gets a base hit.
Shortstop, number 14.
And that'll bring up Jamie Carroll. Dodgers 2 runs, 7 hits. Jamie Carroll grounded out twice and then was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. That opened the door for Gwynn to come off the bench and get a base hit to tie up the game, only to have the Padres come back in the 8th inning and score 3. That's a strike. Jamie Carroll in the past against Bell, 2 for 9. That's a .222 batting average. On deck, Marcus Thames. He will hit for Jansen. Light breeze blowing out to right. Fouled away. The Carroll in the hole, 0-2. Jamie batting .298. 34,463 here tonight, and maybe you'll be with us tomorrow. Mosley and Garland will salute the 81 championship club. Navarro held on by Brad Hobb. Outfield shaded to right field. Got him. So Jamie Carroll on an 0-2 pitch, caught looking, and the Dodgers down to their last strikeout. And the hitter,
attention please, for the Dodgers, pinch hitting number 33,
Marcus Thames. The Marcus out of Starkville, Mississippi, a reminder of that terrible area. Alabama, Mississippi, parts of Georgia, the Hurricanes. There goes the runner to second. That would be indifference, so no stolen base. Navarro at second. They load up the left side of the infield. Hudson is directly behind second base, though the only one on the right side is Brad Hobb. Don't forget to try and help out all those poor people ravaged by the tornadoes. 1-800-SAL Army. And a high fly ball to center, but playable. Maben there puts it away. So Thames, fly ball to center. Dodgers get a base hit and nothing else. Bell came in and made 16 pitches to pick it up. And so tomorrow, the so-called rubber game, Dustin Mosley and John Garland. And we'll see you here hopefully in person tomorrow. Right now, stay tuned for Dodger Live coming up next.